everyone, I'm Alexis Carey.
I'm Matthew Sudsbury.
And I'm Martinez Milton.
And this is the Blender 2.0.
Contrary to no one's belief, Kanye West is not finished. Recently, Kanye was interviewed by TMZ and went on a rant about his opioid usage and quoted saying slavery for 400 years. That sounds like a choice. Kanye even had a verbal back and forth with a TMZ reporter, Van Lathan. So guys, what's happening with Kanye? What'd you take from his slavery quote? As the resident Kanye defender, I'm going to explain this real quick.
Please do.
Because I don't know if you guys actually watched it or watched his hour and 45-minute interview with Charlemagne, who is equally insane, or you watched his interview with T.I. This quote is actually taken very much so out of context and very much blown up. So the way he pretty much explained it was slavery for 400 years not only enslaved African Americans physically, but also enslaved them mentally to the point where it is still a problem in society. African Americans, through his lecture, explained that he feels that them as a culture feels that they are still beneath everybody due to slavery, and that the choice is there to break those chains.
So basically, it's their choice to climb the ladder or to remain.
Right. That's what he was saying in this quote, and everybody is taking it out of context and freaking out. I think his opioid usage, it's very common in the rap game. I'm not surprised, especially...
Are you in the rap game?
Yeah, check out my SoundCloud. Randy, I'll link it to you.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's my stance. So now you can fight and you can say whatever you want. But I would say unless you watch the interview and unless you actually take the quotes, you really don't have a place to speak because you're just misquoting things and letting the media manipulate you. So go for it.
He tried to read, but Matt, I'm going to mention something to you, right? So I watched the interview. I have
Which one?
The one at TMZ. I've also watched his previous interviews with reporters on the red carpet, when he was on LN, and when he jumped on stage with that one girl.
Taylor Swift?
Yes, her. So with all that being said, this man, Kanye West, whatever, he has had a mental issue for a very long time, and no one has actually cared about it or actually tried to get him any help in this long period of time. It's been quite a while since he jumped on the stage or since he was with Amber Rose at the red carpet with that bottle in his hand. And so with that being said...
Do you know that is a completely false statement that you just said? Because he was actually over this previous November, he was he was institutionalized for mental issues.
All right.
So therefore he was getting help mentally.
Okay, Mr. Defender, but if...
I'm just quoting that you are wrong in what you said.
And I am just quoting, let me finish.
I'm just saying that you're wrong.
He's pulling Kanye.
It's not, it's facts.
He's like his lawyer.
It's backed up facts.
You're like Bill Cosby's lawyer in a courtroom, and you're not going to let anybody say that Bill Cosby...
You're lying. You're lying. You're presenting misinformation.
I'm presenting a story that wasn't even finished because you
cut me off. Go for it.
All right. Now, people, so Kanye West, even if he was hospitalized for his mental problems or something like that...
Correct.
His wife...
Kim Kardashian.
The Kardashian lady, she should stand by his side. She should be there every night to tell him, hey, how are you feeling mentally? What's going on? He should have a team around him because they know at this point in his life, he is off the chain. Not just mentally, but physically. And I think that's not good because some things that he may not actually entirely mean. So with his brain going in all these different type of directions, we can't even stay on one train of what he's thinking or what he's going to say next just because how idiotic he sounds at sometimes. Back to your point about the TMZ stuff. 400 years of slavery is a choice. I'm going to tell you this. When we were pulled into that boat, hugged across that ocean, that was not a choice.
That's not what he said.
Let me finish. When we were in those cornfields and we were being beat by those masters and then bred with our sons and our daughters and things like that, that was not a choice. Then once we got our freedom, and then when we were under Jim Crow laws, and then if you crossed the railroad tracks, you were killed, wasn't a choice. Let's keep going. Then
That's what he's saying. That's the point of the interview.
Let me finish. I'll let you finish. All right. Then we're going to keep going. Everything we have done has helped us to get out of this 400 years gap. So with him saying, that 400 years is a choice, he's pretty much saying to me, this is what I feel, that 200 years, okay, us being in slavery, that was a forced situation. But the other 200 years, like us now, that's a choice. And I don't think so, because we weren't given the advantage that everybody else was given. You know, even
Institutional racism.
Yes. So with that being said, we still are climbing the ladder to get where everybody is at, and everybody else is already there. That's like everybody having a loaf of bread, and we're still trying to get the crumbs from the bread. So with that being said, him being black and him knowing the struggle, that is very insulting to not only the people that's coming after him, but the people that came before him to help him get where he's at. Because I guarantee you, without the black dollar, he wouldn't be Kanye West.
Okay, a couple things I'm going to unpack. So, he actually did not have a struggle growing up. If you would know about Kanye, he pretty much grew up upper class, went to private schools, went overseas.
And that is the reason why I say what I say. If you go through a struggle, you know the struggle. And I don't blame him for not having a struggle. I blame the people around him for not telling him the struggle.
Okay, point number 2, to debunk. So the mindset of this argument is not that that you guys or the African American community has necessarily not taken steps to go forward. It's that there is still a percentage in Kanye West's eyes that are not taking the right steps forward, that are still resisting the movements, that are still looking for handouts, that are still crying for help when he feels like that is their own choice. He's not saying that the situation is not bad. He's not saying the situation is against him. He's just saying that he feels like there is a large chunk of his own community in which they're not taking their own steps, and the reason he thinks this is because he just thinks it is so engraved into their mind that they can't do anything, so they're just looking for handouts.
That's a good point.
Okay, and to add to your point about what Kanye thinks, that's fair to believe that Kanye thinks that, but if Kanye want to talk about handouts, Kanye was given a handout.
Exactly.
So with that being said, sometimes handouts is necessary. And they should not be taken as, oh, that person is not grateful.
It all depends on how they were acquired, though.
Exactly.
It all depends on how it's acquired.
And I just don't, I'm not budging for that, oh, Kanye BS. No, I'm not going for it just because Kanye is an overprivileged person that is taking his privilege for granted. And with that being said, he's ranting and not keeping focus on what he should be keeping focus on.
It's all about staying grounded.
Yes. And then on top of that, my last point would be this. He wants to talk about the black community and everything, but what has he done to help this problem in the black community?
You can talk about
topic.
a lot of, hold on, wait, one last thing. He can talk about all the charity work he's done. You can talk about the George Bush doesn't like black people situation. You can talk about his entire graduation album. You can talk about Through the Wire and how that was acquired.
We're not talking about albums. We're talking
about the charity work that was acquired, the public messages that were given through his albums.
Let's go on to the next.
All right, we're going to move on to the next one. All right. Last week, some of the nation's leaders congregated at the White House Correspondents' Dinner held by the White House Correspondents Association. The dinner is one of the Washington, D.C.'s biggest events and is meant to be a celebration of the First Amendment, in particular, the freedom of the press. The WHCA, however, invited political comedian Michelle Wolf. Michelle lit Washington on fire with jokes ranging from Trump and the Stormy Daniels scandal, abortion, gun control, and a joke about Southwest Airlines. Many politicians and news anchors believe that her jokes were distasteful and crude. Comedians such as Tina Fey and others believe that Michelle did her job. So, what do you guys think of the Wolf on Capitol Hill?
Tina, would you like to start?
Yeah. I think actually it was hilarious. I watched it and the expressions on some of their faces was just mind blowing. They were not ready for anything that she said. However, there was a couple of areas in her presentation that I thought could have, she could have went other places with that, especially with the Southwest Airlines
Southwest
joke.
one was a little
I think it was
too
too
soon.
early for that, and they're still going through a emotional state of mind with the loss of the lady, and then that dramatic experience. So I think that was too early, but overall, the White House didn't do their part in doing their research into.
And she said that in her act. She said,
She did.
y'all don't like my jokes.
Right.
You should have done more research.
Yep.
And so it just reflects the administration. The administration is not doing what they need to do. They're just slacking.
I think that what she did was called for entirely, because I think that she used her, how do I say, like her platform in a way that she could literally look all of these people in the face and go, look at what you're doing. And she did it in a way that they couldn't do anything but laugh.
Yeah.
So she basically was like, "Meow, meow, 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 meow. This is what you did.
Yeah.
This is what you should work on, and
yeah.
I'm just about here like gonna light you on fire, and you're gonna be okay with it because you're paying me to be here." So
Wonderful. I enjoyed the entire thing. I thought she was super clever. I thought her defense was really clever. I like that all the other comedians and politicians are coming to her side, and they're like, "Hey, it's freedom of speech, and it is funny. You should do her
that's
research."
the whole point. That's the whole point of the
It's-
entire dinner. Is First Amendment and
exactly.
freedom of speech.
It's wonderful. Her bit on NPR was really good too, on Fresh Air. I thought that was really clever. And like her just breakdown of like going in, I knew that I wanted to do this because I knew people would look at me. And here we go. Look at my mission was accomplished. And I think it's wonderful.
I think my favorite line from her entire bit was when she was talking about like Congress and the Senate, and she was like, you know, I'm probably going to be up here for a while, but you guys are used to that, aren't you? So I thought that was really clever, and I think that more comedians and more people that have these platforms need to be using their platforms in this way.
Yes.
Because you might be a little taboo or a little bit controversial, but at the same time, nothing gets done unless you're controversial and taboo, because you have to change the norms in order to change what's happening.
And just to add on to what you all are saying, at the dinner, you notice Donald Trump didn't
He wasn't
show
there.
up.
He wasn't
didn't
there.
show up. And for me, at that dinner, I think that he didn't actually show up because he knew what was going to happen.
You think he knew that?
Yeah, I think he had a little taste of what was going to go.
Do we know exactly what his excuse was for not being there?
No. At least I do not know.
And then also, I don't know if you all know this or not, but a couple of years back when President Obama was in office, he invited Donald Trump to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And at that dinner, he roasted Donald Trump.
So he's just does not have a good track record with his dinner.
And so that, actually, at that dinner, that was where this whole war mind of trying to be president started, because Obama invited him to the White House to actually verify to him in front of all these people, here's my birth certificate, because Donald Trump made it a big problem about Barack Obama's birth certificate. So at this dinner, he was like, here's my birth certificate and this, that, and the third. But it was like the entire dinner was focused on
just like sticking
demolishing Donald Trump. But also, I think Michelle used her platform, as you said, as a wake-up call to Congress. And if they would have did their research, they would have found out that was not her first time spotting the government. I mean, she cussed on air many times about the government and how they should kiss her, all those different type of situations.
Another thing that I found very interesting about her is the way that she carries herself. She has a very I don't care attitude. And I think that in that profession and doing things like that, you kind of have to have an
Especially at the White House in front of people
because
who are...
people are going to spin whatever you say. So you got to kind of go on and be like, oh, you think I'm funny? Oh, you don't think I'm funny? That's unfortunate.
And she went on right to the next
and
joke.
she really did. She was like, oh, I thought that was a good one.
I thought that was good.
Like, so I don't know. I thought it was great.
What is the lady in the Trump administration that deals with the press?
Deals with the press because
You know,
the first
press
guy,
lady,
the first
she's
guy
the
quit.
press-
didn't
Yeah, the first guy left.
he? Yeah, the first guy left.
The first guy left, but there's now a
Yeah.
woman in there, and what's her name?
Yeah, she's a bigger lady.
But she was roasted by Michelle at the correspondence dinner.
Is that who you
Yeah.
were talking
And,
about?
yeah, and she actually sat next to the podium while Michelle was giving her speech, and I mean her face was priceless because she thought that Michelle wasn't going to talk about her because Michelle started off.
Oh, she had a list.
Yeah.
She was going down the
I
list.
admire her, and I like her for everything she has done and everything like that. But she did that on purpose to get her all settled. And
Yeah,
relaxed.
get her comfy.
But she
All
roasted
right,
her.
so we'll be right back after this commercial break. See you then.
At the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, we're passionate about learning. Our talented faculty members blend teaching with research, creating hands-on learning experiences for students. Warhawk Pride thrives at UW-Whitewater, where student-athletes excel on the field and in the classroom, where diversity is celebrated. A tradition of excellence 140 years in the making. Find your passion here.
Love is in the air. The royal wedding between Meghan Markle and Prince Harry will commence on Saturday, May 19th. The two publicly announced their engagement last year in November. And in this day and time, and you know, with us being millennials, do you think we should even care about this? Is this relevant at all?
I'll start on this since I haven't had a chance to butt in here.
Go for it.
I think that I don't know. I really do enjoy like learning about these different things as they come along because it's a part of culture, it's a part of history, it's a part of, you know, we've always cared about the royal family, no matter, because honestly, they don't really do much. They don't really have any say in anything. But I've always gotten a kick out of, anymore. I've always gotten a kick out of the family though, because like there was, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago at the Olympics where the Queen skydived from out under the, you know, if you watch it, this stuff's so funny. But yeah, I don't know. I just really enjoy that family and, you know, Princess Diana and like keeping her legacy alive and stuff like that. So I don't know. I definitely think that it's something that people are interested in. I don't necessarily think that we should care about it as much as we do. But at the same time, it's also one of those things where it's like keeping the tradition alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, in England, you know, that's something they look forward to every year, even if it's to the Queen's address, her annual address. And recently, they just celebrated her 92nd birthday. And they admired the Queen so much, and I think their royalness.
I love the Queen. She is
she's flavor all
fantastic.
They had a vote actually like in Parliament about if they should take away like the
abolish
royal family.
the royal family.
And it lost by a landslide. Like everybody loves it. And also I really feel bad for the Queen as of late because her favorite corgi died.
Oh.
So yeah.
Doggo.
Yeah, but she's probably got clones and
Right,
who knows.
right,
I mean,
yeah, she's got
the
the
Queen
money
is
for
gonna
that.
outlive all of us at this table. By far.
Yeah, honestly though.
Every
that's
time
the-
you say God save the Queen, it adds a second to your life.
Yeah, you're like
So God save the Queen.
my favorite thing I think though about the Queen is the fact that she was married at one point. Her
Yeah.
husband has since passed and
Yes.
she could have given him power.
Yeah.
But she was like,
She didn't.
no,
Have you seen
I'm
The
a
Crown
queen
on
and
Netflix?
you're not a king. No, I have not. I have not, but I've heard great things about it.
It's a really wonderful show, and it kind of talks about that and like her coming into power. And
Really?
that whole thing.
I'll have to watch that.
Please
I'll have to
watch.
watch that then.
'Cause it
But
piggybacks off
just
that.
the fact that she was like one of the first women to go, no,
No,
this is
thank
mine.
you.
Okay, bye.
But what is also amazing too, I seen the documentary. What's also amazing is how many years that they have stuck by each other, even though, you know, some men are not comfortable with that, you know, actually seeing their wife in more power than they are.
But he's just like,
Yeah,
He like,
he's so
go
cool.
ahead. He like Oprah and her boo thing.
her boo thing.
What's his name? Stephen?
I don't know nothing
Stephen,
about Oprah.
Stephen, yeah. So he's cool with that too, I guess. If
My
you
wife was a
money, I
queen.
would be
Yeah,
too.
same thing.
Right.
Like cool, go have fun.
I still get to live in the house.
Yeah.
I still get to drive the
I still get the
limo.
car.
I still get all the
some
money. I get the food. I'm okay.
yeah.
You're
And
fine.
the thing that's cool about the Queen too is she's been alive for so much of like important history. Like she came to power pretty much like off the heels of World War II, and then she got to live through
All of it.
everything. And then,
she might
yeah.
still keep living. Just
She's gonna
we
keep
just
going.
She's gonna.
living.
Bet you she'll be
She's
the
gonna.
first person to live to 1,000 years old.
Oh, yeah.
That's
no.
what they do say, that the person that's going to live to 1,000 years old is alive today.
Well, it ain't me. I ain't McDonald's every day.
It's not me either. But I think we should go ahead and move on.
Yeah.
So, Matt?
Okay. As the school year comes to a close in the next few weeks, summer for college students approaches, obviously. So, guys, what are your summer plans? What do you like to do? Anything fun?
Oh, well, I'm starting off this discussion, I guess. Well, I usually am planned for the summer months after school lets out, but this year, just so happened I'm not planned as I would like to be. Usually I just participate in like an internship or something, but that seems to not be the case this year. However, I'm going to focus more on some new ideas for my business and expanding the business in different areas and see where we can improve. I think we need to go through a new management type of period.
Kind of a renewal of some like
yes.
reevaluation of your
I think
standing.
it's overdue for that, and then we need to start planning for our 5 years of in business little things. So
Okay, that's cool.
I think that's
All right.
something I'll be working
right.
on also.
All right. For me, I am looking at a summer job, not quite an internship yet. Still trying to wait on the results for that because I did apply for one at my local TV station.
Nice.
But I haven't heard back from them yet. And then I've also got another application out and been talking to the people at Mod Pizza.
Oh.
So your girl will probably be making some pizzas over the
Be making some dough.
Making some dough.
Oh, I get it now. Italian, right?
Yeah.
Italian dough.
So you might be catching your girl in McChesney Park making some pizzas.
Nice.
So if you're ever in Illinois,
Wonderful.
come on and hook it
I'll be in
up.
Chicago
Come
sometime
on
through
up,
the
come on
summer.
up.
Nice. I plan on going on a couple vacations with my family.
Ooh.
I know.
Where you going?
We are going on a cruise. We are going
Which
to.
one?
We're going on Royal Caribbean, and then we go around the
By
Bahamas.
Florida?
Yeah, that it leaves out of Florida.
In June.
You and Martina's gonna
I'm
end up.
I'm going to the
Are you?
cruise in June. Yes,
Which one?
Yes,
Which
yes,
do you know what cruise line you are or no?
I do not know all those details. I have the paperwork in my room as of now. I booked the cruise probably back in February.
Yeah.
And
Are you and your family going?
yes,
Okay.
it's I think it's like 4 nights,
Yeah.
4 days, 3 nights. Yeah, and I can't wait
I'm
'cause I've never
jealous.
been on a cruise
Oh,
before.
really? Cruises they're my favorite thing.
And every time I think about a cruise, sadly, I should not say this, but I think of the Titanic.
Don't think about that. Just don't do it.
But I want to think about slides and just looking out.
Fairies and unicorns and not the boat
Yeah,
sinking.
the first day too,
preferably.
like right when you get on the boat, they do mandatory like safety training, like in case you go down.
Yeah.
So just that first
Yeah.
couple
If I go
hours is
down,
not going to be
I'm
good.
going down for good because
You're like, I'm not
can't swim.
I'm not arguing over a door. It's not happening.
Oh no, no. But
I
that's
can sit here till help comes.
no. So I'm doing that, and then just enjoying the summer. Summer is obviously like the best season. Just it's just a very different mindset. Life is just
This
it's
is
a
your
much.
first college summer, though, too.
It is.
Yeah.
So I get to see everybody that went away. I get to say goodbye to high school friends that are leaving, and just it's just in a very fun.
It's always fun
experience.
to come back home after your first summer and be like, oh, you little kids that just graduated high
Yeah.
school.
Misery awaits.
Misery is still coming.
The H in college stands for happiness, in case you
You're
didn't know
like-
that.
But yeah, other than I think I'm gonna get a new car, so
Nice.
that's a cool thing that's gonna happen.
What kind of
So
car are you gonna get?
I'm thinking a Subaru. I'm thinking a Subaru.
Nice. What do you have now?
I have a BMW M3 that is falling apart.
Nice.
So death traps on wheels.
I have
It's
a
good time.
96
You got it, though.
Jeep Grand Cherokee.
I have
the car
seen your
from
sexy
Jurassic
Jeep.
Park.
I've
Yeah,
seen your sexy
Sasha,
Jeep.
she's the
Cars
love of my
now?
life.
Okay.
My car's better than your car.
Well, I have a 2016
Yes.
Ford Taurus.
Yes. I've seen yours out there when you start.
All right, well, we're going to take our final commercial break and we'll be right back.
Step into a place that's alive with creativity. At the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, our students have a passion for art, graphic design, music, dance, and theater. We're here to help you discover your artistic potential. From classic techniques to modern innovations, UW-Whitewater is an outstanding place to learn your craft and prepare for your career. So bring your talents and imagination. Come be part of the Warhawk family.
It's that time again. We've got this week's trivia to round up the episode. It's my last trivia with you guys.
It is.
gonna
It's your
truly
very
miss
last
you. We're
episode.
gonna truly
The
miss you so
Peacekeeper.
much.
Yeah, and y'all gonna have to argue by yourself next week. So
No arguing, just peaceful vibes.
We just debate. That's all we do.
it's a common debate.
It's
Okay.
part of the fun.
All right, so first question, true or false? Kobe Bryant is the only player to ever score 81 points in an NBA game.
False.
False.
Okay, who is it then?
Michael Jordan.
Will Chamberlain.
Will Chamberlain. Yeah,
He's the only
Chamberlain.
player to score 100, right? I do believe.
Something like,
Yeah, I
yep,
think he's
yep.
like-
It
yeah.
says false. Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points.
Yeah.
Look
Someone
at
in my
you.
Com 110 class did a speech about him. That's the only reason I know that.
I'm
'Cause I was
really
about
scared
to say,
about this next one.
fanatic right here.
No.
I was about to say, I don't know.
I'm real scared about this one, and I think after
You back, Kanye?
Are you about to cry? I think her eyes are getting teary. Where's the napkins?
Beyonce or Kanye.
Oh yeah, you missed this debate. We got into this because I said that I don't understand like the love of Beyonce.
And then I said, I don't understand the love of Kanye.
Yeah, that was fun.
I don't
Martina,
know.
do you want to throw your 2 cents in because you weren't here for that episode?
The love of the two.
Yes.
They're not.
Yeah, it's apples and oranges.
Yeah, that's. I don't really think it's
You
fair
know,
to
if
compare
we're
them.
gonna compare fruit, I like oranges better than I like apples, but I do like apple juice.
What?
I
Anyway, last question. We'll go ahead and move on from there. Keep her moving. Whoopi Goldberg has one of which of the following? A. Oscar, B. Tony, C. Emmy, D. Grammy, or E. all of the above?
She does not have a Grammy. She has everything above, but she does not have a Grammy because she didn't have a single.
See, I feel like this is one of those trick questions, so I'm gonna go with E. I'm not confident, but I feel like it's one of those fast ones. They were
The
just like,
Grammy,
oh.
right? You going with the Grammy, right?
No, he's going for all of the above. He's going hard.
I'm
He's
going
all the way
Because
there.
they said she won everything. I remember when I was watching The View and she smiled, true sure, you know. But I think she hasn't. I haven't heard her sing anything before.
She has won all of the above.
Wow. Go ahead, Whoopi.
Go Whoopi.
Whoopee! She also writes columns and stuff as
I
well.
know she writes columns as well, but I didn't know that she
is,
was.
fun fact, she's a green activist, if you're feeling what I'm saying.
I could tell just by
She
looking at her.
is a
Pass
green
me, pass.
activist.
That type of green?
Yes.
Oh, the green.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you, Jesus.
All right, well, that's all the time that we have for today. So I hope you guys enjoy the last episode with these two. Other than that, hope you have a
All right.
great week.
Yes. Bye-bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.